Essex Recovery Foundation are out and about today in Harlow. What's going on over here today?
So yeah, there's lots of different organisations, charities, local authority organisations and services that are basically here, obviously promoting what they do, what they can offer, what support they can give to the communities around in Harlow.
Tell us about some of the other stalls that you've seen today.
Well, I know that there's a stall down that way is Phoenix Futures, which is one of the service providers for drug and alcohol support that we work closely with. So it's nice to see them here advertising their services. We also do a lot of work with some people down there, occupational health. So yeah, there's lots of different services that are on offer here for people to learn about. So yeah, it's an interesting day.
Are you curious about the public's views of recovery in Essex? Because it's quite interesting that you've got a lot of people that are supporting the ERF, but then you've met some people today that don't believe recovery is that important.
Yeah, I mean, it is very interesting. The differences, obviously, in people's understanding, their knowledge of addiction recovery, and it does vary. You know, we might meet one person who has got quite a deep understanding actually, and you know, has maybe got a relative or loved one or someone who's been through addiction or going through addiction and recovery, and it's you know, it's nice to have those conversations with people that have got that understanding and would, you know how to help someone, where to signpost them to, or you know, refer them to or whatever if they knew someone that needed help. But then on the other hand, we meet other people who have very, very little understanding of what it is to, you know, to be in active addiction and to struggle to find that support. And you know, it's those people that we're really interested in talking to actually, because you know, part of our plan overall is to change perceptions of addiction, and you know, and help people to, and encourage people to understand that actually behind everyone who has suffered addiction, there is a wounded soldier, basically, someone who's probably been a victim of some sort of trauma in the past, and that they've got their own experiences, their stories, and that actually they deserve to have an opportunity to get help and to work their way through that. And really, that's what we're here to do today, in a big way, is to speak to as many people that might not have that understanding, and that's okay, because you know, some people, why would they? But it's our job now, you know, to really try to help to encourage them to gain that understanding and that knowledge, so we can all work together to build a better society, a better community in Harlow.
What's your response when people say, you know, I don't think government money should be put into addiction recovery, we should maybe put it into something else, you know? How do you take that, and how do you reply to a statement like that?
Yeah, I mean, the trouble is that, you know, obviously there are so many worthy causes, and you know, it's often a difficult thing for charities to fight for their cause and say that, you know, our cause is more important than the next one. Well, they probably know there's things that are as equally as important, but obviously, you know, for us, I think that level of misunderstanding still, and that stigma that is still attached to addiction is where we can say, actually, we've still got a long way to come. I take mental health as an example. Mental health, you know, 10 years ago would not be as widely recognised in wider society and in the public, you know, in the media as it is now today, you know, in this present day. I think things have moved forward a lot more in mental health, for example, than they have around the wider understanding and knowledge around addiction recovery.
It's really interesting. I feel a very similar thing. I feel addiction recovery hasn't got the recognition and eyes on it deserves yet, but I know what you guys are doing in Essex is incredible. Talk to me about a couple of weeks ago, because we had an incredible event, the commissioning event, where Ben Hughes was speaking. How did you feel that day went?
Yeah, it went really well, and actually it's important that you asked me that question, because whilst it went extremely well and we had great attendance, we had lots of people there from the recovery community, people that have got lived experience of addiction, and everyone found it very insightful and learnt lots of new stuff about the commissioning processes, right? For how, you know, the money is spent to provide the support for addiction recovery. So that was all positive. But then on the other side of the coin, you know, I think a lot of people were quite overwhelmed with the level of information that was being given out that day, and also that perhaps there's still some misunderstandings within the system itself around what support should look like for people, you know, and there are some serious differences in opinion. So we've got a lot of work to do internally as well before we can start to really put our message out externally to the wider public.
How do you feel the next few months are looking for ERF? What's the plan? What are you guys going to be working on?
So we've got loads and loads going on. My personal role in this is I'm busy behind the scenes kind of applying for lots of different funding so that we can continue to roll out lots of projects. But one of the things in the next 3 months specifically that we're focusing on is opening up recovery spaces so that we can bring the communities together and have, you know, safe, open spaces for people, like-minded people to come in, do activities, talk, you know, and start to build the, you know, the enthusiasm and the passion and the drive behind our movement, which essentially will be to build a community of people in recovery, those people to be empowered, and then for those empowered people to then make decisions on how money is spent for future services.
I know you have an interesting vision to really accelerate the ERF website and really make it easy for people in recovery to navigate. Do you feel enough people know about the different service providers that are available in Essex at the moment?
Nowhere near enough. And again, you know, it's good that we're here today to try and, you know, put that out there, but we need this on a much bigger scale. So we're looking at, you know, creating a whole new section of our website which will enable people to navigate all the different free services that are available to people that need help, and to be able to make referrals for themselves or people that they know through that one simple portal on our website, and for us to do a whole media campaign around that and push it out online, you know, all over billboards and everywhere we can think of in Essex basically, so that it's in people's faces so that they can really start to understand what support is available for free. People don't know it's for free. A lot of people still think that if you want to get help for addiction, you've got to spend £10,000 a week in a big private rehab. It's not the case. There's great support on offer for free. We just need to help people understand that.
One of the ideas we've been talking about is making a book of all the people and all the services available in Essex. How excited are you about that project?
I'm massively excited because we've got, you know, as you know, we've got so many people now engaged in our community, recovery community, and what we want to do is give those people the opportunity, and new people that come into treatment and services as well, the opportunity to tell their story, you know, give motivation and inspiration to those that may follow. And we want to capture them on film, we want to get great shots of them, and we want to back that up with their stories in text. And to put that into one book would be probably one of the most powerful things we could do, in my opinion.